It's Razor 94.7, 104.7. I'm Big Jake, and it's a special day here in the Razor studio because I got one of my favorite bands playing right now. That's legit. Got the guys from Wage War. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
What's up? It's going good.
What is up? You guys, thank you so much for coming out here. I know your schedule has been nuts, but you got a little break in June, right? You were touring until May, and then you got a little break until this leg?
Yeah.
For what, about a month and a week or something like
It's
that?
like 7 weeks, yeah.
Nice, good stuff. Well, your touring schedule, as I was saying, we talked to you back in March, I want to say, before you guys jumped on the Knotfest Roadshow band, but you were like on a headlining tour before that, then you jumped on the Knotfest Roadshow tour, and then you did all the radio tours, and then you took a break, and now you're back with 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
How do you guys keep your sanity on the road?
It's a daily question.
Yeah.
The short answer is Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, lots
I
of
feel
Mario
like that, I
Kart.
feel like that
Yeah.
makes it worse.
Well, yeah, it depends on how you're doing that day.
I think we've never been strangers to like the grind, you know what I mean? And I feel like the grind just evolves as your band changes. Like back in the day, it looked like, being in a van with a trailer, making $100 a night, and just figuring out how to get to each show. Life is a little bit nicer now, but we're still just like go, and like, especially after the pandemic, like, we were never afraid to just get out there and go, you know what I mean? And so we wanted to capitalize on all the time that we weren't out on the road, and I feel like we have definitely done that.
Absolutely.
For sure. And you guys are no stranger to backstage antics, as you guys were talking about Mario Kart and playing cornhole with, I saw clips of you playing cornhole with Beartooth back in the day and, on the Knotfest Roadshow. Who's got the best cornhole game in the group?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, Britain's pretty good.
Yeah.
Steven's pretty nasty with it. It does depend a little bit on the day, but
I
those
feel like
two
I
are
would have
probably
won
the best.
way more games if people actually knew the actual rules until I looked them up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone's like, "Oh, you bust if you go over 21." It's like, no, dude, it's the first one to that number.
Man, I know. I always thought it was like
Dude,
you
I've
busted
lost
if you
so
go
many
over
games.
21, you go down to 15.
I mean, people do play like that, but the official rules.
Oh man.
You got a rule aficionado
Yeah.
over here. All right,
Yeah.
you're a stickler for
Yeah.
proper cornhole rules. I see ya.
Stealing games from me, man.
For sure. One of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the documentary that you've been putting out about the behind-the-scenes kind of look at making Manic, which is a fantastic album. And if you haven't checked it out, you need to listen to it front to back. It's a phenomenal record. First of all, that writing session that you guys did in Georgia at that house, that looks like the most pristine, insane, calming location in the world. How was it like going up into the mountains and writing there?
It was crazy. So how old am I now? I'm 29. So it was my 27th birthday, I think. My friend group up from where I'm from in Spring Hill, we rented that cabin off Airbnb. It's called Stone Ledge, I think is what it's called. So that was like back in May, and like we had a great time. And I was talking to the boys, and we had done one cabin before that, I think, which was just kind of like us getting to see each other for the first time in a while. And we did some music stuff, but we kind of just hung out. So we rented out that cabin again. They drove up. It's probably 7-hour drive for them. It's 2.5-hour drive for me. And it was just like a no-brainer. It's like the craziest view you could ever imagine. It was literally one of the best times that we've all had together, especially in light of everything that we have gone through in the past couple of years, to kind of just like recenter as just like friends, and then get to work on music that we're excited about, that we feel like is our best work. It was just like a very inspiring time, I feel like, for us.
Yeah, I mean, it was a total like mental refresher too, because we hadn't seen each other in a while. For the first time in, I don't know, 7 years. Like, we're used to just being locked in a van or a bus together, so it was kind of nice to just see each other and hang out, like Cody said. And the view was amazing. I remember waking up, getting in the hot tub as the clouds were like coming up from the mountains and stuff. So it was like a really good vibe. Great to see each other and great to make music together. So it was really awesome.
Definitely. What are some of your like favorite memories that stick out about those remote writing trips up to the mountains?
I think it was really cool that everybody was like super involved. Most of the time it's like people sending demos back and forth. It usually starts with Cody being like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" But it was so nice, just like everyone there putting their input and putting their little flavors on different things like drums and guitar, vocals, things like that.
I mean, it was different for different songs, but I remember the first time that we like listened back to Teeth and High Horse were like the big ones that I feel like got done, and the first time that Britton had all the vocals down. We had like built out the end of High Horse where it's just like so ridiculously like pounding that like and we just kept building on it. So the first time we like all sat, but there's a clip of it it like closes out the first one, but like we're all just like sitting back like this from the from the monitors and just like jamming the song, and that was super special just for everyone to just be like, oh.
Those moments when it just clicks. There are a couple of those moments throughout the 3 parts, especially in part 2 when the end of High Horse really came together on that caught the scent, took the bait, the hunter is the prey, and you all were just like screaming. It was like you guys like you'd revitalized your love for music for the first time. What are some other some of those moments that stick out to you while writing and recording Manic, where you just got exactly what you were looking for?
I mean, speaking specifically on that part, I mean, obviously Britton is insane at what he does. But when we put together the ending and the last line, the dead before you hit the ground, there's this, we sampled this thing called an Aztec death whistle. And if you listen, it's just basically the Aztecs used to use this as like they would blow into it, and it just sounds like people screaming. It's just like,
oh my God.
I think they used it like in battle.
Yeah, they would use it in battle. It was like
oh my God.
It was an intimidation tool. So we used that, and it's reversed into the like dead before you hit the, and then like the first time we heard all of that come together with Britton's just like hard on the end of it. I remember just being, I mean, I think in the video I spouted expletive, but
maybe
yeah,
Maybe
it was super cool. Hearing Manic come together was super cool with Britton just kind of doing his thing on it. And that's such a different flavor for us. So we kind of just went in blind. It's just like, we want to do a song like this, but we don't know how it's going to work or what way to do it. So hearing Britton get on that and do his thing, putting together Godspeed, which was just like, you can see it at the end of the third one, we're all just like, this is it. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's that moment for every song.
Moments, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, in talking about Manic, it is so different from the stuff that we've heard from you before. Was there any apprehension at all to doing something that different, or were you guys kind of just like on it from the front, like this is exactly what this song has to be?
Well,
yeah, there's apprehension.
There is a little apprehension. I remember the first time Cody sent over like his first version of the song Manic. I think it was Chris responded with like, "Oh, that's cool. What's that for?" And Cody's like, "This is for Wage War." And yeah, we were all like, "Oh, this is very different for Wage War." But the more it got worked on, and hearing like the production in the studio all come together, it is one of our most different songs, but it is one of my favorite songs. So
I believe you said, Limp Bizkit riffs with panic attacks was the quote in the video.
Basically,
that's a great description.
Panic chords and
Do you guys just think about writing music all the time? Like, is there just always constantly melodies, notes, chords, choruses going through your head?
I would like to. Sometimes you're not always in that heat of inspiration, but I like to, stay as inspired as I can. Being on the road is an inspiring time for me. Just seeing what works live, and even like when we tour with other bands, I feel like I pick up inspiration on that, and just like, oh, I love the way that they did that. Like, I wonder what our version of that looks like, or something like that. So, I try to like keep wheels turning. I have like a huge note in my notes on my phone that's just like Wage War titles or Wage War lyrics or just like stuff, so that when it is time to sit down and do something, like I'll just, the other day, like I was just sitting at home and I like something came to me real quick. I looked at my titles and I was just like, oh, well, I'm gonna call it this, and then boom, it just happens. So it happens differently every time.
Yeah, and I want to talk about my favorite song off the record personally is Teeth. I love Teeth musically and lyrically. As somebody who is a people pleaser by nature and has gotten walked on a lot in life, those lyrics really resonate with me. And obviously, it seems like most of these songs are written from real life experiences and things of that nature. When you look at the music industry as a whole, when it comes to the lyrical nature of Teeth, how do you know who to trust and to navigate kind of those lies and that deception? Because I only have like maybe 3 people I trust at this point. So how do you kind of navigate that world?
It's definitely hard. I feel like we've had a great team behind us from the beginning. Like if we've had any problems, we've been able to just like air it out. Hey, this is like what's been going on. And I feel like, I don't know, having people that you trust from the beginning is huge. Adding new people in, you never know. So,
yeah, and trust is definitely built too over time. Yeah. So, and we've been with, some of the same people for the last 7-8 years that we've been working together with. And like Britton said, if we've ever had any issues, you hash them out, you talk it over, and you just build that trust over time for sure.
Yeah, I like to see the good in people, so sometimes I get screwed over on that. But yeah, like Seth said, it's earned, and we've been through a lot of ups and downs with our team. And if there's ever issues, either way, we'll talk about it, and everyone comes out more understanding. And so, yeah, I mean, all you can do is trust people and hope for the best. And so far, we've been fortunate to be surrounded by really good people. So
that definitely comes through both in your music and in the videos that I've been talking about, the behind the scenes. You can really feel the brotherhood aspect of all of this, which I think is really awesome. You guys got a great crew together. You guys just messing around doing like pop punk high horse. Sounds like bowling for soup, playing, in the studio. It's absolutely awesome. I love that you guys, have such a brotherhood together. Does it ever get tense like on the road sometimes when you're dealing with that high stress, or?
I think on the 3 months, on the 3-monther, we had our moments.
We had our moments.
I don't think we get into like screaming matches though.
No.
It'll be just someone picking at somebody and they've had enough and says a snark comment and walks off. But
someone cuts you off in Mario Kart.
We're usually hugging it out 5 minutes later. So
that's the one thing I absolutely love about our camp, not just band but crew too. Is if anything ever does happen after a 3-month tour, and somebody gets a little edgy or whatever, it's literally 5 minutes later, everybody's good. Like, it's such a quick comeback. So I think that's one reason our machine is, well oiled. It works out really well for everybody.
Yeah, it's like a big open dialogue at any moment. It's just like, hey, you're doing this today and this is pissing me off, and it's just like, okay, well, I can try to adjust here, or like I got upset because you did this and it made me feel this way. It's like I feel like we're really good at talking about our feelings.
Very open, very open group of guys.
That's awesome. That's what I like to hear. I mean, you got to have that open ability.
Absolutely have to.
For sure, in any walk of life. Well, I'm glad you guys are doing so well. You've seen everything, been everywhere, played every possible place. What are some of your favorite just experiences in general when it comes to the last couple of years that you've been on the road?
I mean, I think
touring with Slipknot was cool.
Yeah.
that was really awesome. We played Rockville last year at the Daytona Speedway, which was pretty iconic for a bunch of Florida boys, and we had a huge crowd, and we had pyro at that show, so lots of fire. And that morning we actually got to drive around the track, like the Daytona 500 track. So that was a really memorable day for us, for sure.
Yeah, I gotta agree with those. I feel like, not that they all like blur together, but sometimes it's hard to realize you're in a great moment when you're in the moment. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like we had an incredible show last night. Honestly, like I would stack that one way up there for us. But it's hard to be up there and realize it, because then you come off stage and you're finally it kind of hits you and you're just like, wow, that was great. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's hard to pinpoint those things. But yeah, Seth definitely hit those on the head.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We're going to go bus you guys back up to Green Bay and have an awesome night tonight. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.